Hello, Marlies.
Hello? Yes?
I'm Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. One moment. Let me see that Yeah, I got you. Hi, Catherine.
Hey, so I was on the retreat as well with Adyashanti.
Mm-hmm.
This past year, especially past 6 months, my body has not, I've just been really unwell. I think part of it is a sensitivity to frequencies or like something that's happening, and it's resulting in a number of autoimmune and chronic fatigue symptoms. And I found that on the retreat, when I was slipping into those deeper states of stillness, really quickly my body would respond with total panic. So I something that I've decided or realized in the past kind of 4 or 5 months is, in order to get better, I need to make my body my sole teacher, above like any other teacher. I need to listen to my body. So I decided to not do that much meditation, but to do self-inquiry whilst moving. Quite often this would just spontaneously turn into shaking, like a lot of shaking. But there doesn't, I still feel a part of me that's like wanting some guidance with it, because it's outside of my experience of how to get better or to let an awakening unfold. You know, I'm kind of just like trusting something that I'm not really like hearing being spoken about, because meditation and yoga make me feel worse. And I also have to let go of that part of me that used to love meditation and used to really love all of those things. And
It's confusing, huh? Yeah. So, a few things. First of all, I can just feel your tenderness that is here. And I want to acknowledge that fineness. And if you still want to do meditation and yoga, do it very briefly, like 5 or 10 minutes. Very brief. And meditation too, like 5 or 10 minutes yoga, 5 or 10 minutes sitting. Just that, not more. If that still movement is here. My sense is also that when you sit and panic comes, often what meditation does, it brings to the forefront what's not quite free yet in us. So the panic is some expression of something that's not quite free yet. And I don't know if that's an underlying trauma that is like very, very ancient, like baby-like almost, so it doesn't have much words to it. It can also be extra activated because of the sensitivity to frequencies. So it can be a little bit of all. But I would see that I think it's good you want to have your body as your soul teacher. And what is important when panic comes, because how is panic experienced for you in your body? What do you notice that tells you, panic is happening?
So it starts with my heartbeat, and then quite quickly I'll feel like I'm losing consciousness. So my head, maybe my hearing will go, or like my eyesight will go. The reaction will be like an instinctive, just to like open my eyes and like touch the ground and like bring myself back here. And
yeah. Okay. One moment. So I'm not quite sure how to answer this, because in one way, has it happened when the panic happens that you actually have lost consciousness, that you go out? Has that happened?
Not for a long time, but
okay.
It has.
So when you, what was that like? What did you notice?
I just left. It's almost like I just left my body, and it wasn't that scary actually. I just kind of like went somewhere else, and then
and
came back.
And then when you came back, how did you feel when you came back? Better or worse or same or?
I felt, well, first of all, I didn't know where I was, and shaken, but tender and more open, and
So my sense is, so my sense is, and you need to sit some more with that, but my sense is it's either an ancient trauma that's being triggered and starts rising. That you want to work with to come more back in the body. Not to kind of, it's good to shake, but not overshake, because then it gets kind of re-traumatized. It doesn't really help the body. But my sense is also that you're kind of on this edge of falling, because the reason I asked if you're refreshed coming back, and it sounds like in some sense you were more refreshed or more open, and that you didn't know where you were going, that those are also all qualities of little samadhis. So I'm just wondering if this edge you're on, that you're losing consciousness, if that's really that you're actually in the process of really falling in more deeply into that place where there's no little self really. So I would play with it when you sit next time and you notice that that's happening. See if there's anywhere in your body that you can remember to stay with the breath and have a sense like, okay, it's okay. And just breathe. Very gently breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose if you can. Otherwise, in through the nose, out through the mouth. But in through the nose, very important. And then if you can soften into that panic, which is often easier said than done. But I want to put it out here because I cannot quite sense if it's all trauma coming to the surface that needs attention, or if it's just this core fear of existence. My existence is at stake here. So I'm not quite sure. It can be a little bit of both also. So I would play with that. I would play with that. And trust what you find. And ask for help when you sit, please show me clearly how to be with this, but definitely softening the breath as at the moment, kind of have the intention before you sit, or just in general in the morning when you wake up. My intention is when anything happens that's very kind of panicky or scary or whatever, to soften the breath and then see what happens. And when I speak about could be having to do with an earlier trauma, does that resonate at all?
I think actually when you said that you couldn't quite tell if it was trauma or if it was the instinctual fear that arises when the sense of self falls away, I think that feels more.
Yeah.
I can't really tell. And usually I can kind of tell like, oh, this is because of that and this is trauma. This doesn't, I'm not really sure. But I liked what you said about asking for help and trusting what I find. And I also find that when everything, because sometimes it really is, especially on the retreat with Adya, it was just at points like really, really intense. I really felt like I'm dying, but I would be like, but I'm just in my bedroom, just sat here. I'm not dying.
Yeah. Yes, but it's really little self dying or ego dying. Yeah. So trust that and stay with that, and just take it with you, the softening in the breathing.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Yes. Well, wonderful to meet you, Catherine, and be very gentle with yourself.